Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Xenonauts, and it's time to set up Charlie 3, as we do have a downed UFO to go and engage. And as a result, we're going to have to set up Charlie 3 because that's never been done. And right now, they're all just set up as riflemen. And looking at this guy here, Schultz, he's actually not a bad candidate to just keep as a rifleman. So for right now, I'm going to keep him as a rifleman, but I am going to give him a shock baton because our mission for this engagement is going to try and bring back one of the extraterrestrials alive. So that is what I'm going to do. So we're going to grab a shock baton, and the idea is to have every one of my troopers have one so that we have at least some ability to get them alive. I believe we also will have a stun grenade, which is going to allow us to have the same kind of functionality, so I'd like to have those as well. Let's do 2 of those. Can we fit a third one? Yes, we can. So we have 3 of those, 2 flashbangs, 2 smoke, 2 frag, and a shock baton. So let's move on to the next trooper here. So this one, again, pretty decent accuracy, so I'm going to keep her as a rifleman as well. It's going to be the same kind of story. We're going to come in here and we're going to give her a shock baton. Now that might overburden her. Okay, we're right at the baseline. Now I personally don't find frag grenades all that useful, at least not at the moment. And I would like to have at least 1 stun grenade, but I'd like more than that. So I think I'm going to get rid of a smoke grenade in this case, and we'll get 2 stun grenades. That'd be nice. Stun grenades are going to be a lot easier to use than the shock batons, but I still like to have them on my people in case the opportunity does arise. All right, let's move on. So now we have someone that doesn't have good accuracy as opposed to the first 2 people we had. This is probably going to be a shield, so let's go ahead and set that up. And for her, again, same kind of idea. We're going to give her a shock baton. And we're going to try and give her stun grenades as well. I like to give her flashbangs as well because I consider shields to be important for assaulting. So more than likely what I'll do here is I'll just remove the smoke grenade and the frag grenade, and we'll try and add in flashbangs and stun grenades so that we have a possibility of doing... I think we could get away with 3 and 3. That looks good to me. All right, let's move on to our next one. So 55 accuracy. This seems like a good assaulter to me. Although time units is a little low. I'll make him an assaulter for now and we'll see. Because right now we've gone through 3 of our soldiers and we only have 3 more to go. And I'd like to have 2 shields and 2 assaulters preferably. Okay, moving on. Now that we have the assaulter, same thing here. We're going to go with a shock baton and then we're going to throw in some stun grenades as well. And in this case, again, frag grenade I think I'm going to remove. I'm going to add in a flashbang because that's pretty important for getting suppression. And there we go. We've got 2 stun grenades, a shock baton. That's pretty well equipped. Let's move on. So another person that has sub 50 accuracy, I think we're just going to go ahead and make this person our shield. And strength is pretty good, which it works for a shield because they are going to be carrying a lot of weight on them. So again, shock baton, and then we're going to go with the stun grenades and also flashbangs to try and get this guy so that he has a decent number. So I'll get rid of the 1 frag grenade and we'll make that 2 stun grenades and 3 flashbangs. That looks pretty good to me. Move on to our last person. So this is going to be the highest accuracy person that we have so far in the team. We could make them a sniper, but I think I'm just going to keep them as a normal rifleman, as their accuracy isn't quite good enough in my opinion. We only have 1 assaulter, and it's one that has pretty poor action units, only 48, which means it's going to be kind of tricky to get an assault going, but hopefully we can work this out. So let's get a shock baton, and I'm going to have to move some things around because I do like to have the stun grenades. So I think we're going to get rid of a frag grenade and a smoke grenade, and we're going to add in 2 stun grenades, and that should be good. So there we've got our squad ready to go. Now we have to go into our setup for the dropship as well. So, where are our shields? There's shield number 1, shield number 2, and our salter, and I think for now I'm just going to keep the setup like this. So we're a little weaker out the side doors than I tend to be, but we're also weaker out the main door and the rear as well. Okay, so that's going to be our setup for this mission. Now, I'm probably going to have to do some other changes as well in the near future because we have other UFOs out on the field as well. So let's go into the map here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the crash site and we're going to tell Charlie 3 here to intercept that. But as I was saying, we have a UFO incoming in Europe, and we have a UFO moving away from us in North America. I don't think we're going to catch it, but we're going to try. Okay, so our 2 Foxtrots have caught this scout. We are over land, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell them to engage. And let's very quickly... Okay, they already have their 2 avalanches turned off, so they're only going to be firing 2. In this case, I'm going to take Foxtrot 3 here, and we're going to start moving in this direction. I'm going to keep Foxtrot 1 engaged on the enemy UFO, and we'll see if we can bait it to go after Foxtrot 3 here. May or may not happen, we'll see. Okay, that didn't happen, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and take Foxtrot 1 and start moving this way. And we're going to take Foxtrot 3 and we're going to engage the enemy UFO as it appears to be going after Foxtrot 1. We should catch it easily. Okay, we managed to down that fairly easily and we kept half of our ammo. Now, there's no other enemy UFO in this area, but now we're going to go ahead and open up the squad loadout of our teams in hole number 1 here, because we still have to make those same changes. We have to give them the ability to capture the aliens alive, because right now that's our mission. Till we achieve that, that's going to be very important. And even after that, it's going to be important to me anyway. Okay, so I think we might have to send Charlie 2 out again, and I believe we already have the dropship set up for Charlie 2, because that's the one we're going to be sending out with the Hunter Scout car. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and open up the soldier equipment tab. We're going to move that over to Charlie 2. And all I'm wanting to do here is just re-equip my men so that they have the proper equipment for the mission. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a shock baton. He has quite a few flashbangs. We're also going to want to give him some stun grenades, so let's go ahead and do so. Pretty strong, so looks like we can get away with 3 of those. So we've got 4 flashbangs, 3 smoke, and 3 stun grenades. As a matter of fact, I don't know if we really need that much smoke, so I'm going to go ahead with another flashbang, I think. 5 flashbangs and 3 stun grenades will probably do pretty well for us. Okay, moving on. We have our sniper. Now, the sniper is not necessarily going to be up close, but I would like to always have a baseline to be able to bring them in alive if I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the frag grenade and I'm going to replace that with a stun grenade. Gives us some functionality with our sniper. Moving on, we've got a shield. Now, the shields we obviously want to equip pretty heavily here. This guy's not particularly strong, though, unfortunately for us, but we're going to do what we can. So let's come back over, give him a shock baton, and in this case, I think I'm just going to get rid of the smoke, and we're going to give him a single stun grenade. So not ideal. We only have a flashbang and a stun grenade for this guy, but at least he has some functionality. Okay, move on to our other assaulter. So we've got quite a bit of room with her. She's pretty strong as well. So let's go in here and give her a shock baton. Looks like she already has 5 flashbangs. Let's see what we can do as far as stun grenades here. So I'd like to do 3, and it looks like that's exactly what we can do. So very similar to our other assaulter. Okay, moving on, we have our first rifleman. This guy has some ability to carry more. Let's get rid of a smoke grenade, and I believe we'll do a single stun grenade here. Moving on to our last rifleman. Okay, we'll go to the shock baton, and I guess this guy never had a flashbang for some reason. Let's go ahead and equip him there. We'll get rid of that, and we'll give him a stun grenade. So we've got our riflemen and our snipers aren't going to be as good at engaging with that, but our shields and our, well, we only have one shield, right? So our one shield and our two assaulters are going to be very heavily equipped to be able to capture an enemy extraterrestrial. So that's the game plan. Let's go back over to the world map here. We're going to go to the crash site. We're going to intercept that, and that's going to be with Charlie 2. So this is going to be our first implementation. Oh, before I do that, I almost forgot we actually have armor here. So let's go back into our equipment here. I only think I have one set. Let's see who we can equip here. So going back to Charlie 2, ideally you'd want to do your assaulters, in my opinion. So between the two assaulters, we have a sergeant and a lieutenant. Who's better out of the two? Oh wow, she's actually good enough to be a rifleman at this point, as far as her accuracy goes. There's going to be a time when I go through here and I mix up some of the roles of these guys. To be honest with you, Catalin, I believe, is the better trooper here because her stats are pretty fantastic. The only thing that she's not as good as Carrie here is the health stat. Everything else, I believe she's superior in. So I'm going to make it a priority to try and keep her alive. So we're going to go ahead and fit on the single Jackal armor that we have. This will give us more survivability. Unfortunately, it also is pretty heavy. I think we can probably make up that weight fairly easily, though. I might have to get rid of a single flashbang here. But there we go. So we have 4 flashbangs and 3 stun grenades. That's still pretty good. And it keeps her more survivable. And eventually I'm going to want to focus on the assaulters. So that'd be the shield, and the 2 assaulters would be the ones that go into the UFOs to finish the mission. Those would be the ones I would normally focus on to be the first ones to get armor because they're the ones that are usually in the most danger. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Okay, now let's go to the crash site and intercept that with Charlie 2 and launch away. Okay, so we're going to arrive at crash site 9 here fairly soon. Okay, it looks like the UFO is kind of doing a ring around the rosy with us a little bit. Hopefully our airplanes can catch it, but in the meantime, we've got a mission here. Now, this is going to be at nighttime. I could wait, but I think we might as well just engage. As a matter of fact, that UFO is a little bit of a danger, possibly, to my dropship. Let's go ahead and engage here. So we're going to be at night, and we only have 6 personnel as opposed to the normal 8 that we would have. So this is going to be a little bit dicey, but we're going to try our best here. It may have been worth, though, waiting to do this engagement. First off, to get the UFO out of there so that it was not a threat, but also to wait for daytime. I wasn't paying attention so much to what time of day it is. It looks like we're at a military base, and we do have some lighting as part of that. Go ahead and grab our 2 shields and start having them set up here. Okay. Go ahead and have, where's the edge of the map? So right here is the edge of the map here. We've got an edge of the map there, and we're quite a ways away from the edge of the map over here. So let's focus on this shield for now. And we're going to go ahead and peek around here. What I might do is have my assaulter pop in here, and we're going to toss out one of these flares so we can see a little bit over here. Let's go over here because this looks like where we're going to want to uncover the most ground. So let's go ahead and toss over there. Okay, decent throw. Okay, so it looks like mostly just cacti here. Okay, I'm going to try my best to clear this edge, but I don't think we're going to encounter much of anything over here. It looks like we have a fence over here, so once we are certain that there's not going to be anybody over this way, looks like we can set up in behind this bit of cacti and take an E. It'll be fairly safe here. So it looks like there's a hole in the fence here. So we've got a fence and a wall here. Okay. Field number 2 is going to step out. I'm gonna look that way, and we're gonna look this way. All right, so we have a civilian in the area. In this case, I think I'm gonna wanna use the cover that I've got here. Be a little bit more cautious in this direction. Okay, we do have an extraterrestrial contact. I'm gonna go ahead and get in behind the cover. Still can't see the extraterrestrial. Let's see if we can throw out a flare. Unfortunately, we're just shy of the action points to do so. Looked like the attack kind of came from this angle. Now, there is a local force here that is not too far away from the enemy, so that could be good for us. Let's see if we can do something. Nah, we can't do much with this guy. I was hoping to maybe hop over here and then toss a flare out for me over here. I still think that moving over this way is probably the good call, unless I do want to bring my assaulter in to cover somewhere over here. Unfortunately, we can't really reach anywhere. So in this case, I really have to make up my mind on what I want to do, and I think I'm just going to move into the door here. We're going to face this way, and we're just going to take a knee. All right, now I have to make up my mind on how I'm going to deal with this extraterrestrial. We know there's one over here. Okay, so in this case, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pop out a little bit and see if we can toss a flare out. Get vision. Fortunately, I would have to get out there pretty far to get the flare where I'd like it. I think I'm still going to throw one here, though, because it might illuminate some of this. Fortunately, I missed horribly. Okay, in this case, I think I'm just going to go ahead and set up on this side of the fence. We're going to look like that, and we're going to take an E. Kind of a little bit risky, but I'm going to go for it. We'll set you up in this cover here. We'll have you take an E. I would like to throw out a flare. I don't know if that actually helps me too much, though, because we do have lighting in the area. Okay. I could set up here. I'd have enough action points to get into cover. I think I'm going to do that. All right, let's try and toss the flare here. See if we can get again. I failed to connect, but yeah, that is what it is. We'll get into cover at the very least. All right, let's go ahead and end the turn. Okay. So suppression of the local force guy. I don't think he was actually harmed at all, but okay, let's see if we can toss that flare in where we want it. So we're going to want it to be a higher chance to hit. There we go. And now we have the alien in sight, and our rifleman should be able to see him. Okay, range is a little too long here for this rifleman. But we have 2 riflemen in the area that should be able to work with us. And can we throw a flashbang in this case? Well, first off, I can't get it far enough, but secondly, we don't have enough action points. What about you? What kind of strength do you have? Might be able to throw a stun grenade out there. Okay, we don't have quite the distance, but I think the important thing right now is just try and kill the alien. So in this case, I'm going to go with a aim shot. Okay. And we can also get a normal shot off. That didn't work out yet. I could go with the auto fire here, and that would maybe suppress the alien, so let's try it. Nope, no luck there. Okay, all I can pull off is a snapshot. I think I'm going to save that for now. Not sure if I'm going to be able to save that guy's life. All right, let's go ahead and move the shield on up. Matter of fact, this is a good point, I think, to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.